right up there, you can see it's like really wet and dark. It's not mold, it's all dark because it's wet. How's everyone going today? So today I wanted to talk about deep bedding, chicken deep bedding. Now, I've been trying different things. I've had our chickens for 5 years, and so far the deep bedding worked, but my water broke. So, and that is right there. Um, if that wouldn't have broke, it wouldn't have stunk so bad. And I'll show a picture right here. It really stunk really bad, and it broke halfway through winter, and I couldn't get it all out because it was all frozen. So what I did though, that first year of deep bedding, I put down wood chips. Now, I did that in the spring, and by doing that in the spring, I had it where all year it never stunk in there at all. The eggs were always clean. Rain days, the chickens wouldn't come out sometimes, they'd stay in, or on the snow days, it wouldn't matter. They'd have everything turned and tilled up in there, and I put them a foot deep. Now, by spring, it still didn't stink in there, and it was loose. Like the whole winter, they were digging and eating bugs and eating whatever they could out of there. But what I should have done, I should have added more wood chips. And that's what I'm going to do this year. So I don't know how your climate is, but here in Minnesota, it gets pretty cold, and it'll create moisture in the coop. Even though I have the windows open and there's plenty of airflow going through there, every time you go in there in the winter, it's dropping rain on you. And it's because you have all the chickens from the heat from that, plus you're putting water in there, so you're getting a constant condensation. But also, if you're doing the deep bedding, you're getting heat source coming off of there. So I think that's part of it. But then again, my wife and I were talking, we didn't see it with having just wood chips in there. So I'm going to switch to that and go just straight wood chips. Now, you can see this here is about, let's say, just over belly, in between belly and chest height, that pile there. And it's probably 7 feet in a circle. So that's quite a bit. And also, when I did the deep bedding, I didn't just not put anything else in there. When I did the deep bedding, I also did add sawdust. Now, we get sawdust for free because my brother's a woodworker, my sister's a woodworker, and my dad's a woodworker. So we have an unlimited supply of sawdust. Plus, with our business, I also do woodworking. We make cutting boards. So I get sawdust, but not as much as those guys. So we also use that in here. And I'm going to try out something new and just going to do the wood chips and do a foot of it again and not put any sawdust in it this year and just put sawdust in their nest box. So, but yeah, so as far as deep bedding goes, I think it's fine. Would I go 2 years? No, I would not do 2 years. I would just do a year, keep it about a foot, and that was fine. You shouldn't have to go more than a foot. It worked pretty good having it a foot. I've tried it where we did it, you put sawdust down and you take the sawdust out, and I think we did 3 weeks. Then we tried to stretch it in the summer to 4 weeks. That works, but then again, in the winter, it didn't work. So The winter, we always got the chickens, everything, like, it wouldn't get condensation there because you weren't getting a compost matter going, but it would freeze where they couldn't till it either. So you'd put layer and layer and layer, and then when you go to take it out in the spring, it would stink something rancid. So I'm gonna stick to doing the wood chips. So if you can get free wood chips, I would definitely do free wood chips. Even if you can't, our local landscape company down the road, it's like, it's really cheap per yard. It's like a buck or two. So I could just order them and have it drop a semi load off if I need to up in the front. So it's something to consider and look around. If you want free wood chips, what I have found is if you see someone trimming trees like we did up there, stop and talk to them and say, hey, what do you do with them? And everyone that I've talked to, whenever they've come and trimmed trees around here, they don't know what to do with them. Like, no one wants them. So I got put on the list. So every time they're in the area, because they're an hour south of here, every time they're in the area, they're going to drop them off. And they have a ton of work in this area, so I'm going to get a lot more wood chips, hopefully. But so, and if you can't, talk to your city, talk to local other cities and counties, and find out what they do with their wood chips, because they're constantly cutting trees and trimming trees. So it's something to think about and look into and see if you can get it that way for free. And, you know, just load up your bed of your truck. That's all I do. I have a rubber mat that normally goes in there. I take that out because it's a pain when they get underneath there. So then when I'm done, I just wash up the truck and let her buck. But, so yeah, deep bedding, it's good. Don't let it go the 2 years. I know I've seen a lot of people let it go 2 years and they say it don't stink, but I haven't found that. And I also have, I'll show you, a dirt floor. So this is all a dirt floor, and see how right up there you can see it's like really wet and dark. It's not mold, it's all dark because it's wet. I'm gonna put a whole wall of plywood in here, or put plywood on this whole wall, and then my goal is to run, I have extra tin, I'm gonna run tin along the bottom. So the tin that I have is cut down, I think it's like 2.5 feet or so. So I'm gonna put that in the bottom, running ribs this way, and that should take care of that issue. But you can see how deep it was. There's the bottom, there's the wet spot. You know, so it was a good 16, 18 inches deep. And, you know, it was, when I was digging it out, what was really cool is the top layer, it didn't have much for life, but when I got down probably about that much, it was, you got into worms and everything else. So you knew that it was working because, you know, dirt floor, and in the middle of winter, if you're having worms coming through, that's just a plus. So I think that's what helped keep the smell down too. But then that water broke. The kids brought out the bucket of scraps. Look where they dumped it. Whoops. That's all right. At least they're doing the chores. All right, so yeah, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. And I'm going to work on that thing until it starts to rain here. And I got some new designs on that. And I'll put a video up on it because that thing is nice, especially in the winter. It never freezes up. So, if you like this video and want to support it, hit a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that little, and put a comment down below. Until next time, see ya.